So what do we need to know about how cheating in a marriage will affect your rights in divorce? Alabama is an equity state. Equity, it's a term a lot of folks throw around these days, but fundamentally it means fairness. So when a trial court is looking at a divorce where there's been cheating, that's going to play into answering the question, what's fair? If one partner was loyal, then all of a sudden they're in the position of, do I stay with somebody who cheated on me? Or do I end my marriage and separate and put my children through this process and uproot my entire life and my kids' lives rather than stay with somebody who's cheated? So a court in Alabama has the opportunity and should consider in that situation whose fault the divorce is. Whose fault is it that this marriage is coming to an end? Now, it does not mean that it's a field day for one side or the other. There's been some case law and some consideration by the court that, hey, if we start at 50-50, assuming all things being equal, where do we deviate? What direction do we deviate? What is the severity of the cheating? Was this, an indiscretion in New Orleans, on a bachelor weekend, or was something in Nashville on a girls' trip, or was this a long-standing, deceitful relationship over an extensive period of time? That's going to be something the court considers in a case that involves cheating. But again, it's not a lottery ticket. I've seen cases where 80% of a marital estate was awarded to someone who was cheated on and the other side was left with 20%. And I saw the courts overturn that. Like, this isn't a death sentence. This isn't a financial death sentence for somebody who's cheated. The courts have gone that way. I've also seen significant sways away from 50-50 in a case that involved cheating. So there's a lot to consider. There's a lot of risk. But ultimately, in a case where it's cheating or drug use or violence or any sort of significant fault divorce, the ultimate determination is going to be fairness. This is not a punitive process. This is not where we're going to be able to use the divorce process to punish someone for what they did. That's just not the goal. The goal is, how do we compensate a party that's not at fault for having to go through a process that they might not have had to go through if someone hadn't cheated? So that's what we're talking about. And I know that can be emotionally complicated. Our team knows that. And we want to help guide our clients through that, whether they've been cheated on or whether they are the cheater themselves. Both sides of the case here are entitled to certain rights in the process, and frankly, we believe certain respect as human beings, whatever decisions they've made or whatever mistakes they've made. So the process is not built to punish, but that doesn't mean you lay down your swords if there's a fight that's worth fighting. If you need your day in court to stand up for the life that you wanted and the life that has been taken away because of the decisions of somebody else, then you have every right to your day in court to speak to that and speak to how that's affecting you. And we're glad to be with you each step of the way here at Foxtrot Family Law.